The soft golden light of the morning sun filtered through the tall, elegant windows of the bedroom, casting a warm glow over the neatly made bed and the classic, carefully arranged furniture, giving the room a serene and almost sacred atmosphere, while the quiet hum of the city outside barely penetrated the calm within. On the carpeted floor, a maid dressed in a pristine green uniform with white trim knelt with her hands pressed together, her eyes closed in deep, heartfelt prayer, the quiet sincerity in her posture speaking volumes of the life she had led and the burdens she carried, as if each whispered plea was an offering to a higher power she trusted more than the people around her. And in front of her, 3 young boys, dressed in matching red shirts and blue jeans, knelt obediently, their small hands folded, their innocent faces reflecting a mixture of reverence and curiosity, for they had never witnessed such devotion before, and yet there was a strange comfort in joining her, as if their hearts instinctively knew the importance of this moment, the eldest of the boys whispering a soft "Amen" under his breath, while the youngest fidgeted slightly but quickly quieted down, sensing the gravity of the scene. At the doorway, a well-dressed man in a sharp blue suit paused, his hand still on the door handle, frozen by the unexpected sight before him, a mixture of surprise, admiration, and an odd sense of guilt crossing his features, for he had always thought of this household in terms of wealth, control, and appearances, but here was a glimpse of something pure, untainted by money or social expectation, a moment of devotion that seemed to transcend all the trappings of his carefully constructed life, and he felt a strange stirring in his chest, an unfamiliar softness that made him step back, almost ashamed that he had interrupted such sacred simplicity. The maid's voice, soft but unwavering, continued her prayer, her words a mix of gratitude, hope, and quiet desperation, asking for protection over the children, for guidance in her own life, and for strength to endure the challenges she had faced silently for so many years, her sincerity palpable, reaching even the men at the door who now felt compelled to listen, drawn by the unexpected warmth and vulnerability emanating from someone he had barely considered beyond her role in the household. And as he watched, the youngest boy's small voice broke the silence with a hesitant prayer, his words, innocent yet profound, touching upon fears and hopes the man himself had long buried beneath wealth and ambition, making him realize that the world he had built around himself, filled with contracts, meetings, and appearances, had never truly prepared him for these small but profound truths of life, love, and faith. The maid, noticing the men at the doorway, opened her eyes slightly, her gaze meeting his, not with fear or reproach, but with calm understanding, as if she had always known he would see her at her most genuine self one day. And the man, caught between the life he knew and the life unfolding before him, felt an unfamiliar urge to kneel, to pray, to strip away the armor of his carefully maintained persona and confront the raw humanity he had ignored for so long, while the children, sensing the change in atmosphere, looked at him with quiet curiosity, their small faces reflecting hope, trust, and an unspoken invitation to join them, and he realized in that instant that the world outside, with its noise, expectations, and relentless pursuit of power, had never given him a moment like this, a moment where the simplest act of devotion could open the heart, soften the spirit, and ignite a profound connection between people of different ages, backgrounds, and stations in life. The maid's voice grew stronger, more fervent, calling upon unseen forces to watch over these children, to keep them safe, to bless them with courage, wisdom, and love. Her words imbued with a kind of magic born from years of struggle, sacrifice, and unwavering belief, while the boys repeated after her in their own innocent, stumbling way, their collective voices weaving a tapestry of hope, faith, and pure intention that filled the room with a palpable energy. And the man, now completely captivated, realized that he had never truly understood devotion, that all the money, status, and success he had accumulated were meaningless compared to the shared moment of sincere prayer, humility, and connection. The light shifted slightly as the sun climbed higher, casting long, golden streaks across the room, illuminating the small beads of sweat on the maid's brow, the earnest expressions on the children's faces, and the astonished awe on the man's features, creating a cinematic tableau of life, faith, and the quiet power of sincerity that no wealth could replicate. And as the final echoes of their prayers faded into the calm of the room, an unspoken understanding passed between them, a recognition that life was fragile, precious, and infinitely more meaningful when shared with honesty, humility, and open hearts. The man took a hesitant step forward, feeling a surge of emotion that he could not name, his voice barely a whisper as he muttered words of apology, gratitude, and admiration. And the maid, with a gentle nod, acknowledged him without judgment, offering instead a smile that seemed to carry the weight of years yet radiated pure light, while the children, sensing the man's softened demeanor, shyly returned their smiles, their small gestures bridging a gap that no conversation could have achieved. And in that moment, the room was transformed from a simple, elegant